everyone. Today I'm reviewing Englishpage.com for my Module 4 course share. This is a free website with vocabulary and grammar tutorials and practice exercises. So I'm here on the home page and I can see some different options of free lessons. So I'll start here first with the vocabulary lessons. This section is not very extensive, but there are some helpful activities like this one, ordering in a restaurant. The first page gives us some helpful vocabulary for eating out in a restaurant. For example, dressing, a sauce added to salads, temperatures to have our meat cooked. This is helpful for ordering in a restaurant. So then down on the bottom of the page, after we've reviewed the vocabulary, we can try an exercise by completing a conversation. And this could be a fun activity to do with partners in a classroom. When we get to the bottom, we can check our answers. So I won't type all of them, but I'll type a few. For example, did you notice on our menu that we have 2 seafood specials tonight? One is poached salmon and the other is grilled shark. So if I type these in, I can go down to the bottom, check. Of course, I didn't get 100% because I didn't complete the activity, but I can come back up to the top and see that my answers were correct. If I get an incorrect answer, that sounds really good, but I think I'm going to start with the shrimp cocktail. This is most likely appetizer, but just to demonstrate an incorrect answer, I'll type in the word chef and check. And up here, so this word is not bolded, which tells me that I made a mistake, so I can try again. Okay, let's go back to the home page. So there's a limited number of vocabulary tutorials, but the grammar tutorials are pretty extensive. If we come over here, for example, to gerunds and infinitives, I can look at some tutorials if I would like to review. I can also decide to try a practice activity straight away. So this gives us a lot of options. So here we have basic gerunds and infinitives. We have intermediate. And lots of practice activities. So let's look at the intermediate tutorial. And there are a lot of ads that pop up since this is a free website, so sometimes we just have to close those out. Okay, so I get a lot of explanations and then also example sentences. And here, for example, is a list of verbs followed by a noun and an infinitive. And sometimes students are interested in getting a list like this, something they can reference or keep in their notebook. List of verbs followed by a gerund or a noun plus an infinitive. Okay, so just scrolling down past the tutorial, now I have my practice exercises. And we can see there are several to choose from. So this is nice for homework or independent study for students who would like some extra practice. This one has a drop-down option. I can't stand her complaining all the time, to complain all the time, complaining all the time. So I'll select a couple of answers. Our teacher won't allow. Okay, so I'll select a correct answer and an incorrect answer just to demonstrate that again. I'll go to the bottom and check. So my correct answer is bolded in the sentence and my incorrect answer is not. So that gives me the opportunity to try again. Teachers can also print these sentences, and they will print like fill in the blanks. So that's another option for this as a teacher tool. You could use it as a worksheet and then check answers together on the smartboard. You could cut these up into sentence strips and use them in like a grammar game. You can also direct students to log in on their smartphones to try these activities, maybe as a warm-up or a review from a grammar exercise the day before. So this is a nice website for teachers and for learners to use. A lot of my students who want some extra practice with grammar, or they want to review a grammar point that they haven't studied before, this is a nice place for them to go and find explanations and examples and practice activities. So I'll also just navigate up here to the menu. And over here, we also have a grammar book. So there's just about everything that we might be looking for in a grammar review. There's these mini grammar tutorials, more in-depth tutorials. And this is kind of cool, this verb and preposition dictionary. So we can go, for example, to the letter C and look at a list of verbs with the preposition that is most commonly joined with it. For example, care about, and then below that we have care for, and an example. So this is another thing that students might want to have in order to reference when they're writing or working on another project. They might want to have a list of verbs and prepositions or somewhere that they can go check their sentences. All right, so this is a nice resource for classroom use, for independent study, for homework. This is also a nice resource for new teachers. I know some of us, even though we are native English speakers, we might not have learned grammar as in depth as we are expected to teach it. So if you're teaching something for the first time, like maybe the differences between will and be going to, this is a nice resource for us as well to think about how we want to approach the topic, how we want to teach it. Gives us some good explanations, good examples to share with our class, and we might learn a thing or two on this website as well. So if you haven't tried this before, I hope you do, and I hope you find it helpful.